Imagine being able to send 100 metric tons of stuff into orbit in a single launch, and doing so with a fully reusable rocket. That's the promise Elon Musk made for SpaceX's Starship by 2026. It sounds like science fiction, but is it realistic? Let's unpack what's changed, what still needs work, and what this could mean for spaceflight. During a recent appearance on the All In podcast, Elon Musk laid out his expectations for Starship's next steps. Among the key takeaways, SpaceX plans for a bigger, fully reusable Starship in 2026. Musk claims this upgraded version will be capable of launching over 100 tons of payload into a useful orbit. Not just the payload mass, but full reusability of both the Super Heavy booster and Starship's upper stage, meaning both stages recovered and reused. So the target heavy lift and reusability in the same system. That's quite ambitious. Musk didn't just make claims, he also described what is changing in this next version of Starship, sometimes called Starship V3, a redesigned rocket, new engine generation, Raptor 3, more efficient, more powerful. Larger fuel capacity so that more propellant can be carried, allowing the rocket to lift heavier payloads. Improvements to the heat shield. Musk emphasized that achieving full reusability for the upper stage hinges heavily on solving heat shield issues, lightweight, durable, able to survive re-entry, having tiles that don't crack or degrade, and ideally needing minimal inspection and refurbishment. All of this adds up to what he describes as radical redesign of many parts of the rocket. Recent history matters. On August 26, SpaceX flew Starship's 10th test flight. This flight was a milestone after a streak of failures because it executed more correct steps: separation, booster landing, and payload deployment. But there are still challenges. Heat shield damage, test stress. One of the tests involved deliberately compromising the heat shield to see how the structure holds up under extreme conditions. The result? Some heavy scorching, visible scarring. The upper stage has been more problematic, reliability of re-entry, safety of the tiles, etc., still under development. Let's talk about what could stop this timeline or capability. The promise is big, but so are the technical and programmatic risks. Heat shield technology. As mentioned already, re-entry heating is a brutal problem. No one has built a fully reusable orbital heat shield that survives re-entry at those energies without massive maintenance. So, durability, tile adhesion, lightweight materials, and fast inspection are all critical. Reliability of upper stage reuse, catching both booster and upper stage, making them both reusable in orbital flights, is something not yet routinely done. Each landing, each re-entry, each reuse cycle adds complexity and chance for failure. Scale and integration of Raptor 3. New engines are always tricky, scaling up manufacturing, ensuring engine reliability, mitigating failure modes under extreme conditions, thermal stresses, etc. Testing, iteration, and unknowns. Unless big setbacks happen, Musk says the goal is to demonstrate full reusability next year. But years of testing will be needed, and delays are common in rocket development. Each failure or unexpected outcome can push dates. Regulatory, safety, environments, supply chain. Not negligible. Materials, manufacturing capacity, especially for advanced heat shield tiles, launch pad readiness, environmental constraints, etc. All need to be aligned. Why does 100 tons to LEO even matter? What doors does this open? Massive payload launches, large infrastructure components for lunar bases, Mars missions, or large space telescopes. A single launch could send large modules, habitats, fuel tanks. Economics. If Starship becomes fully reusable, cost per kilogram to orbit would drop drastically, enabling more frequent and cheaper launches. Bulk payloads become more feasible. Space logistics, satellite constellations, space station resupply, rapid global positioning, communications, possibly moving large amounts of material for industrial or scientific use in space. Interplanetary missions, Mars, the Moon, etc. A reusable system with big lift helps with cargo, fuel, supplies, all that infrastructure that precedes crew missions. So, if 2026 is the target, what must happen over the next months? Further Starship test flights, especially with incremental improvements. Each flight needs to validate subsystems from structural heat tolerance to engine performance. Upgraded block, version 3 rollout Inc. Raptor 3 engines, new heat shield designs, more propellant capacity. Demonstration of stage recovery, catching the Super Heavy booster reliably, and catching or safely recovering reusing the upper stage. Ground and pad operations readiness, launch pad, ground infrastructure, logistics, propellant supply handling, mission control, safety reviews. regulatory, environmental, insurance, manufacturing, supply chain, making sure materials, especially for the shields and engines, are available, verifying environmental compliance, safety certifications. SpaceX has a history of aggressive targets and pushing the envelope. Sometimes timelines slide. This is par for the aerospace course. Let's remember, earlier Starship versions had multiple failures before success. The jump from flight test to operationally launching heavy payloads reliably is large. The more radical the redesign, engine, heat shield, structural changes, the more likely for delays or teething issues. Past statements from Musk have sometimes proven optimistic. But that said, SpaceX has repeatedly delivered breakthroughs that others thought unlikely. Where things stand today, the 10th test flight was more successful than many prior ones, showing improvements. Some of the upgrades are already in the works: development of Raptor 3, designing new heat shield materials, tile designs. The full reusability goal is perhaps the most ambitious piece. Recovering booster is more mature, but upper stage reuse, re-entry, landing, refurbishment, is still in development. SpaceX has not yet confirmed every component of the version 3 Starship in flight. Some pending tests and design validations remain. Here's where I land. Musk's 2026 goal for 100 tons fully reusable Starship is bold, but not impossible. The technological pathway is clear. Many of the critical problems are identified. Whether SpaceX hits that target depends heavily on avoiding major setbacks, especially in heat shield performance and upper stage reuse. We should watch closely for the next few test flights. If those demonstrate good booster recovery, improved re-entry of the ship, better heat shielding, then the 2026 goal gains credibility. Also watch for any delays in production, Raptor engines, heat shield tiles, launch pad or regulatory hurdles. What do you think? Will SpaceX deliver 100-ton, fully reusable Starship payloads to orbit in 2026? Or is this another ambitious milestone that slips? Drop your predictions in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit subscribe and make sure notifications are on. There's a lot of rocket fire ahead.